Hello my dear friend, today I am going to show you how to make a simple web form and how to insert the value into database and how to retrieve it from the database. First of all, I'll show you how to create a simple web form. For this, supposingly we have this Visual Studio. I'm going to show you. This is our Visual Studio. Here we have to create a new website. We will name it demo and one. It takes time little bit. Now here you can see there is only one page which is called web config file. Now we will add another page from here. Click on file, then click on here, add, then here add new item. In add new item there is default.aspx install language. You will select Visual C# or Visual Basic. I work on Visual C#, so I'll select C#. Now here you can see, here we will create a simple table. We can write here strong simple web form insertion and addition insertion and retrieval data. Now table here we will create a simple contact us form and we'll insert the value. We will see how to create. Here we are creating text box for the convenience. We will change the name, text box name, run at server as it's server side, so we'll add server. Here I'm going to copy paste these fields, name, contact number. We will change the ID of this contact number, then city, we'll add text box city. We can add here state as well. We will add here state as well. Look at this one, state. For this we don't need a text box, we need a drop down box. We will create a drop down box, ddl state and server. We will add two states, text USA, and then we can add text January. Now you can see city, state, and then finally message. Since message is in text box, multiple type text box, text mode, multi-line. Since it is text area, we need to create it like this. And finally we will create a button for inserting the value, btn submit and server text submit. Now we will add one more line here for speed level, just to display the result, whether the result is success or not. Result and server, This is how we create. Now we will create here an event. On click create new event. The event has been created. If you can see here, the event has been created. Now our task is to work on configuration file. Here we will work. Suppose these are the things which we will skip this part. Now here we will add simple one configuration file. First of all, configuration file is required. First I will show you this page. If this page has been created, there will be some errors. Like to create more. Just wait. What is that? Server tag is not well formed. Okay, here it is not well formed. Now we'll go to Google Chrome, saying again no, type or namespace link missing. We will create now. It will say yes. Now here you can see, if we will see if the page has been created. You can see here the page has been created. If you want to add the validation, you can add validation as well here. Supposedly required field validator ASP required control to validate. So here we will copy and paste this one. Error message, please enter name. Now supposedly if someone will skip this part, it says run at server. That's why the error part is coming. Now we will see here, if we click on this one, let's say please enter name. Moreover, we can change the foreground color to red. If we'll see, it says please enter name. Supposing if we enter name, it disappear. Now another thing is, we have to here make connection strings part, configuration part. We'll add connection strings here. In connection string we'll add name. We'll give a name to the connection string, web conf connection string. In connection string first we will, for the convenience I will show you how to write this. This is the format. Here we can see provider name as system.sql.data SQL client, and here is the connection string. Server name we remember always to write the server name in the same manner. Server, this one, this is the name of your server. Supposedly I am going to show you. If I will show you the connection, I will show you the disconnect connect object explorer. Here you can see there is a name here, SQL Express. Here which SQL Express you choose the database name, server name here, then database name we will create it. Then here is the user ID, the ID of that database, and the password integrated security true. It means the server has to check the credentials, all the credentials, before inserting or retrieving any data into the database. Now we will just only copy and paste for the saving time. Supposedly we have written this. Now SQL Express 3 database name, we will create another database, db demo. Now here is the user ID, db user, and this is the password for my @1 password. We will change pass @123, integrate security true. Now another thing is, now here is to add, supposedly add the services. I will add system.web.configuration. Okay, now we will call the namespace. Namespace is required as to call the functioning of call the values from configuration file, or namespace is actually a library where all the functions are stored. We'll call it now web.configuration. This configuration file will call all the configurations which we have written in the web config file. Now we'll SQL data. This is for calling data system data.sql client. This is for calling SQL client. Now here we will write SQL command cmd new SQL command. We'll create an object now. Here we will write the query set to. This is supposedly inquiry table. Before that, I would like to go to database. We will create first a database, then we will create a table on that, and we will call it here. Now I'll show you how to do this. Supposedly, and we will create a new table now. We will save it here, reference SQL server demo and2. We'll write it name demo and2. Here I'll show you few files. So I'll show you few files. Here I will show you how to create file. There is one predefined user table. Alright, I will show you. This is one predefined table which we need to create for creating membership, users, and all these. Supposedly, how to create a database now. Database name now we will create by this create database. We name the create database name demo db. We create the database name demo db. We create the username demo db user now, and we'll search here in this query. There is one name. We will replace all the users name here to what we have created upside. We'll replace all these. Now we'll execute the query here. We'll skip this part for time being. Now we can create demo. This is our project name, demo n1. I will tell you the function, all the use of this one. We can execute this query now. Here you can see it's getting executed. While it's executing, I will show you this one, create database. Whatever name you want to provide it to the database, then use that database. It means you will use that database. We will see what's happening. It just can't grant deny permissions, query with errors. We will see now. It says this one, use first we will create, then we will use. For using any database, we write the query use database name for creation of database, we simply write create database, this one. Supposedly if I have to create another database, I will write this one, create database demo db1. If I'll select all these one and execute this one, there is another table create results. Now I have to use this table which I have newly created. I will write use demo db1. If I'll use this one, so you can see the here it's in listing, here's the demo db1, it has come. But now for the timing we have to use the work on demo db1. This is how we have created. Now I'll show you how to write query for simple table create table inquiry. This is the table name, and we will provide all the variables now. Name, we will create an id, int, we define the parameters and then data type of that parameters. Int identity 1 1. Here we are writing the identity 1 1. It means this is the identity column. We will create it for insertion of data automatically one by one. Supposedly you have added data first time, it will create automatically id 1. Then you have added data second time, it will create id automatically 2. So you need not to add the id, it will create automatically id. Whichever rows, how many rows you will add, it will create automatically. Now name varchar 120. There is a limit of variable and character, 120 to 180. Its maximum is of 180. Name, then we will see how many variables we have defined here. We have here name, then contact number, city, state, name, contact, varchar 120, state, varchar 120, city, varchar 120. Then we have here message varchar 120. Now we'll close this bracket and we'll execute this query. Here you can see it says success. Now I'll show you how to add value into the database. Here we have written insert into inquiry. This is the SQL Server query. We will first write name. This is a way of stored procedure programming. Contact, state, city, message. Now before this we need to create a connection of SQL Server like this, stool connection new SQL connection, web configuration manager, not connection strings. We will web configuration manager. Therefore, since we have written the configuration here, this is our name of the configuration file, we will copy and paste it here, and connection string. We'll close it. Now we'll call this one here. Now we will how to add the parameters, pass the value of parameters. cmd not parameters, not add with value. Now the value, first one is name, and name has to be called from which text box. We will text box name, not text, not to string. Since we have to pass the parameter of the string, we will pass it like this, cmd dot parameters dot add with value. Then it says contact, text box contact number dot text dot toString. We'll see now for this. Now we will send the parameters and our value will state ddl. There is a state selected item dot text dot toString. Similarly dot parameters dot add value city text box city dot text dot toString. Now parameters dot add value message text box message not text not toString. After every parameters we will end with semicolon. Now you can see each and every parameter has been defined and each and every text box value is added. Now we will open the connection. For with this we need to write this cmd.execute main query. Its task is to execution of the query and insert into the database. Now we will write it count.close. We will close the connection. We will execute, refresh this page just to see if there is any error. There is no error. We can also write try and catch a statement as to it's the good way of programming as to check there is a result, page level result text. There is some error, look over it. This is the error message. Here we will write a success message, data has been added. This is thing. Now we will insert the value and we'll check it. Name, this is name. We will write Renato, contact number this one, city USA, Virginia, message. This is the first web page. For message we can also write, if there is a long message we can write is like end text. There is a value called end text. I will show you later on how to do this, how to write this. Submit. It says there is some error, look over it. What is the error? For us to check the error, what we have to do, we have to comment this one like this so that we can know. Then again refresh it. It says cannot open database. Yes, it says you need to change the database. Here we have created a database. We forgot to replace that database. This is the demo DB. We will here, this is our configuration file. We forgot to, this is the demo DB and the username. What the username we have created here. This is the demo DB user. This is the demo DB user. Password by default. Password was here we'll see the password here. The password is stored here. This is the who am I 123. We'll change the password as we have made integrated security true. So before proceeding further, it's checking. Now we'll refresh it again. It says login failed, demo DB, login failed by user. We'll see what's the problem going on. Demo DB requested by login. SQL Express 3. We'll see whether we are working on SQL Express 3 or SQL Express. We are here working on SQL Express, so we have to correct the name of the database. Now we have resolved the issue of this one, database connectivity. Now we will look into this one. What it says, incorrect syntax near this one. So there is some syntax error. We will resolve it. We will see what we are missing here. We will have to look for it. Connection cmd.execute on query. And it says incorrect syntax near this one. This means there is some error. The error is missing this one. We are missing this one. We'll have to see what we are missing here. Message cmd execute non-query. We'll have to see. Now we were facing this error. Here it says because we forgot to add the values. This one, there was some error with that values. Insert into inquiry values. Now if you will again list, there is invalid object name inquiry. We will see what table we have created here. Create table inquiry. It says inquiry. Invalid object name inquiry. Why it's saying like this? We will have to look over it. SQL Express demo db1. This is demo n2. Demo n2, not SQL. This is one. We are in demo db. Create table. Also we check it again. There is already object name inquiry. It says there is no object name inquiry. Supposingly if we create another table name inquiry1, let's see. If it executes this one, inquiry1, it says again there is some problem with the database. You will see we are working on demo db1. We had to work on demo db. Therefore this was the reason we were facing this error. Now we will execute this query. Now we will see that it's showing the result data has been added. Now we will see where is the for checking the data into database. We will have to write the query. Select start from query. Here you can see we have successfully added the data into database. Supposing if we add another database, contact number, this is test message, data has been added. Now we'll go through it, execute. You can see there is test message has been added. So these were the steps. What were the steps we created? First, create a web form. Second, create a database. Third, create table. Fourth step was create web configuration file and write connection string. Your query was write code behind for data insertion. Sixth is enter values via DB database via form. 7 is test the form by executing the data. This is what we have done so far. Now you can see we have added this one, try and catch. We can remove this one, try and catch. This was safety, as not to give a bad impression of a programmer. Data has been added. In the next part we will show you how to create a form with more validation and primary key, secondary key, and all these key. We will see how to use this. Thank you very much for your patience.